This is in Roppongi in central Tokyo. I decided to make a really quick live stream on the Only Japan Go channel, show you this area. I was here yesterday with Peter, and the two of us went to a Belgian beer festival, a Belgian beer garden called Belgian Beer Weekend. We had some fun. I'm starting now in Roppongi Midtown, which is one of the newer buildings. This, I guess it was about 5 or 6 years ago, this building opened up. It has a lot of office space and also a shopping mall inside. One of the things that Roppongi is very famous for, shopping. Very stylish, very trendy, a little pricey. Probably not affordable if you're on a budget. It's also where Konami's headquarters is. Konami, the game maker, and Fuji. This is the Fujifilm headquarters. So yeah, Roppongi's pretty cool and stylish and pricey. And artistic. So we're gonna say goodbye to Midtown. And we're gonna walk towards Roppongi Hills. So Roppongi, I'd like to break this down into 3 areas. There's the center of Roppongi, which is where the station is. That's where a lot of the old clubs and the bars are. A lot of the places where expats used to go drinking maybe 20 years ago. There's Midtown, which is this new area, which is the newest part of Roppongi. If you keep walking this way, you go to a place called Aoyama. Now, we're heading to the center, and then we're gonna get to eventually Roppongi Hills, which opened about, I'd say 11, 12 years ago. There's a big tower called Mori Tower, which is a really beautiful building. That's where YouTube is headquartered, on the 29th floor. Am I supposed to say that out loud? Is it okay? They have a YouTuber creative space in there, and a lot of stuff I don't take advantage of inside there. But for right now, we're just gonna walk through Roppongi, the newer area. If you walk down this way, and I included a map in the description, there's a really beautiful city park. It's like a small central park in a way. Really relaxing place if you want to get away from the really urban areas where there's not that many trees. This is Roppongi Station right behind us. So it's connected by the Oedo line and Hibiya line. Roppongi is also one of the most stylish areas in Tokyo, so you see a lot of people dressed up. Really, the women have a lot of makeup on. I like to think that the high heels go maybe a centimeter higher in Roppongi, just because it's that trendy place where everything is just a little bit better than the rest of Tokyo. This is also very famous for having a lot of the embassies, a lot of the international workers are here, which is why this was the expat community. When the embassies were here after World War II, this is where a lot of people set up businesses, and the international community lived in this area. This is Minato-ku. Of the 23 wards in Tokyo, this one is Minato. Okay, and the sign that I took in the thumbnail is, I like to think, the center of Roppongi, and that's right there. That's the highway going over the intersection. And if you've been to Tokyo and you went out in the nightlife to go to the clubs, you probably know this sign. Okay. This is a discount ticket shop. That's pretty cool. These are good places to know because you can get tickets for the Shinkansen like 5% cheaper by going to some of these discount ticket shops. Oh, and there's a famous ramen place right at this corner. There's a Koban. This is a very lively intersection. Roppongi Dori. We're gonna walk over here a little bit before we go to Roppongi Hills. This is the older section of Roppongi. On the other side of this intersection, there's a lot of older buildings, older clubs. It hasn't been revitalized. Some of it looks like it's somewhat retro. There's a Kitty-chan bus with Tokyo Tower. Ha. It looks like it's left over from 20 years ago when I first arrived. Not much has changed. Some of the businesses have changed owners, but the buildings themselves haven't changed at all. This is Almond. Almond is a cafe and a very famous meeting point because it's one of the places that hasn't changed in years. And I always say, we'll meet in front of Almond right here. So it's this area is a very popular meeting spot in Roppongi. Almond, that cafe used to be here. This is also for Americans where you'll find an Outback Steakhouse. Because the expat community is pretty big here, there's a lot of foreign chains. Now the Outback Steakhouse, this is the first one in Japan, I believe, is right next to the newest steak competitor, Ikinari Steak, which has some of the cheapest steaks in Japan. Let's take a quick look at that. Ikinari Steak is booming right now in Japan. He looks like a happy butcher. But they charge, the reason why it's so popular is they charge 6.8 yen for 1 gram. So 100 grams would be 680 yen. That's so cheap. That doesn't mean the quality is good though. Just means it's cheap beef. So we're gonna walk down the main drag of Roppongi, where when I first came to Japan, this is where I was drinking a lot. Usually you have a lot of people from, I guess they're from Ghana or Nigeria, people from Africa that just arrived into Japan. They had a lot of clubs here, and some of the times they would try to yank me in to go into their clubs. They do that to everybody, so it can be sort of intimidating at night. But you'll see they've put in some signs on the side of the road telling people that the touts trying to get you into the bars that it's illegal, and if you see it, report it. There you go. Zero soliciting. Honestly, it was like this. People would pull you into the clubs, and that does not happen anymore. In fact, I had a friend named Tom who visited me about 10 years ago, and we went out drinking, and I couldn't find him for the longest time. And he called me up, and he said, "John, help." I said, "Well, help, where are you?" He said, I'm out, and somebody pulled me into a massage bar, and he's getting a massage, and he doesn't know how to get out. I said, "Why'd you go to the massage bar?" And he said, "I don't know, somebody pulled me in, and I just went, and now I'm here, and help me." So I had to go in there and talk to the owners, and I think we had to pay a little bit of money to get him out of that sticky situation. And it was sticky because I think they were using oil. But it's illegal. It's very illegal for people to do that. So if anyone grabs you, contact the police. Right now, I'm looking at a symbol of the city, Tokyo Tower. You get a really beautiful view of Tokyo Tower from here, from Roppongi, going straight down here. There's a lot of embassies all around this area as well. Very typical Roppongi view right here. Walking down the street, we have Tokyo Tower in the distance. There's another foreign chain, TGI Fridays. They're getting ready for a Friday night. So they're just starting to renovate. There used to be an old club here that's been torn down. So that means new businesses are going to be coming in. As we move closer and closer to the 2020 Olympics, the city wants to really clean up its image. That means, well, it's already a pretty clean city, but they want to make these areas like Roppongi that have sort of a bad reputation, clean it up and make it more friendlier, I guess, where there aren't any problems at all. And that's hard to do. Because Roppongi has a culture to it, you know? You kind of expect somebody to pull you into a club, but that doesn't happen that much anymore. Wow, a lot of these businesses have changed. I haven't been down here in a while. So this is a hub. This is an English pub chain that's all over the city. I have a point card, of course, for that. This used to be a McDonald's, but now it's a 24-hour seafood restaurant. This is also a chain. It used to be a McDonald's about 5 years ago. McDonald's is 24 hours, so everybody would get a cheap burger and just sit there until the first train at 5 a.m. This is the place where all the drunks were, but now it's a restaurant where you have to spend more than $1. Now this, everybody knows what this is. This is Hard Rock Cafe. This is the first Hard Rock Cafe in Japan, I believe. So it's sort of significant for Americans because I guess about 20 years ago when I started traveling, people always had these Hard Rock Cafe t-shirts and would say Hard Rock Cafe Tokyo, Hard Rock Cafe London. And now I'm standing in front of, on the other side, Hard Rock Cafe Tokyo. So 20 years ago, this was a pretty big deal. Crowded with expats, lots of foreigners. Not so crowded anymore because Hard Rock Cafe is not really cool like it was. They still got some pretty good nostalgia memorabilia from rock and roll artists, but it's nothing like it used to be. Our final destination is right here, and we're gonna start to go towards there right now. Yeah, you know, I've been here for a long time. This used to be a big deal. This was the only place you could get a decent cheeseburger. This was the place where you could get nachos. I couldn't get nachos anywhere else in the city except for right here, where you could play the guitar up here. That's it. This is it. There was McDonald's and there was Hard Rock Cafe, and that was it. 20 years ago, Japan was a totally different place. Now just full of chain shops. You could still get Hard Rock Cafe memorabilia here. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. There you go. Hard Rock Cafe. You could even get the Hard Rock Cafe in New York stuff. Across the street is, there were a lot of really nasty clubs. There's a Don Quixote, which has, looks like a roller coaster on the roof, which is pretty cool. And if you go down this way a little bit further, there's some clubs. One of them is called Gas Panic. Gas Panic is, well, we can go there really quickly. Gas Panic is a place that a lot of the expats, especially the young expats that had no money, would go. Yeah, Gas Panic was a pickup club. Yeah, about 20 years ago, that's where people went. It was a meat market and not a lot of good stuff, so I wasn't there a lot. But friends of mine would go there all the time. I used to live in Nagoya, which is another city. I used to live in other places, not in Tokyo. I moved to Tokyo in 2004. So before then, when I came to Tokyo, my friends would want to go to these clubs areas because we don't have this type of stuff in other parts of the country. So right there, this building that's white, that used to be a place called Gas Panic. It's now changed owners and really cleaned itself up, probably because there was a lot of crime happening in there. Yeah, but this is what Gas Panic looks like today. A totally different place. This used to be a place called 69 or something, I forget. Like, you'd go in the basement, and that was the worst of the worst were in there. This is Wall Street, which is another bar chain. And there's Legends, which is a sports bar, which is down this direction. Yeah. I get a lot of memories here. The only time I come to Roppongi now is to go to the sports bar when my Ohio State Buckeyes are playing the team up north. Yeah, we meet up at Legends, which is a really cool sports bar. So there you go. This is the main drag. This is the center of Roppongi. Kind of dirty, I think, compared to the rest of Tokyo. These buildings are old, kind of dirty. It's not, maybe it's the gray skies, but the street area here is, it's just not it's not the same. And it does smell a little nasty. But that's Roppongi. You wouldn't want it any other way. It's just part of this area of the city. It's infamous. We're gonna walk towards, we're gonna walk now towards Roppongi Hills. The Belgian Beer Festival, Belgian Beer Weekend is still going on until Monday. So I'm gonna meet up with Carl and Tim and see what's going on. It's still pretty early, but yesterday Peter and I had a pretty good time. The audio on that live stream was awful, so I'm kind of glad to be getting a second chance to go back there and featuring the festival. I still have my glass. You have to have your glass in order to get the stuff there. Now, a lot of foreign craft beer chains have come into Tokyo. One of them is right here. You see it right there? This one is called Brewdog. I don't know if you're familiar with Brewdog, but they've opened up a craft beer pub here about 2 years ago, I think. You can see inside. It's pretty cool. I mean, we never really had stuff that looked like this in Japan before. Where the window's pretty nasty. But they have a lot of beers on tap here. I used to sit here. Now, when Brewdog first opened, they used to have a pint of beer. It was ridiculous how much they charged for it. It was like $15. Nobody went in there. All my friends are like, screw Brewdog because they're too expensive. Now the price got a lot more reasonable, because why would you pay 3 times the amount of a regular beer, an Asahi beer, 4 times more than an Asahi beer? It doesn't make any difference. So people would just say, screw Brewdog, we're going to go to get an Asahi. Now people are going back there because they lowered the prices and the service got a lot better too. So this area of Roppongi is a lot quieter. This intersection, you can go this way, which I believe takes you to Azabujuban. And we're going to go this way, which takes us towards Roppongi Hills. That's the overpass we were at before. This restaurant is kind of new. It certainly sticks out. Hama. Hama meaning beach. Let's take a quick look. It's a seafood place. Okay. They have some shells out here. Definitely the exterior, really. Oh, look at the prices. Okay. It's reasonable. It's not too bad for Roppongi. Here we have maguro. This is a deep fried maguro. It's $5. That's pretty reasonable. Not everything is in English here, which is okay. Oh, cool. The entrance to the hotel looks like a temple. Or, sorry, a shrine. Yeah, even I get that mixed up. A temple is Buddhist, a shrine is Shinto. SS, Shinto shrine. Buddhist temple. For people who aren't familiar with that. I kind of made the mistake on purpose so I could say that. This here is Tsutaya, which is the blockbuster. Tsutaya is the blockbuster of Japan, and they still are doing a roaring business. Check it out. This looks like Blockbuster from the 1980s. And they're still selling DVDs, rentals and stuff. It's crazy because Blockbuster in the US has been out of business for like 10 years, okay? Streaming videos put Blockbuster out of business. Tsutaya's still going pretty strong. You need to get a membership card it looks like the Blockbuster card. You get rental fees, late fees, all the same problems that we had with Blockbuster. And still, it's huge in Japan. It's all over the place. Kind of crazy. We all think Japan is the most state-of-the-art, high-tech country in the entire world, which is true. But there's places like Tsutaya, which make me scratch my head. People still are pretty analog. It's hard to get people to change on big technological things. Wi-Fi took forever to get here. Broadband took forever to get here. Smartphones. This was one of the last country to get the iPhone. The smartphones, even when the iPhone was introduced, people still had flip phones for like 3 years after that because the adaptation rate for new technology is not as fast as the United States. Although they make really good high-tech stuff here. That doesn't mean, well, we're almost there at Roppongi Hills, but what I'm trying to say is Japan is the best at taking technology from abroad and then making it better and finding a way to sell it back. It's a baby cart. It's so cool. They do that because it's easier to keep the kids. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why there's two. But it's a good way to keep the kids all together, so they don't wander around. We're still in the city after all. Ah, you can smell it, you know, like. You can always smell this place like 100 feet away, 100 meters away. Cinnabon is one of the chains that's growing a little bit by connecting up with a coffee chain. The coffee chain's called Seattle's Best. Everything is a chain here, you know, there's so many chain shops in Roppongi, it's crazy. Every chain shop is here, except for maybe Taco Bell. Taco Bell is only in Shibuya and Omotesando and Shiodome, which is the Shimbashi area. I think there's only 3. Maybe there's one more in Yokohama. But they're not expanding very fast because in Japan, Taco Bell, taco means octopus. So people were confused for the longest time. They thought Taco Bell was takoyaki. So it didn't really take off until maybe a couple of years ago. Now, we're at Roppongi Hills, and a lot of you might recognize where I am. Over there's a Tully's Coffee on the main street, and this takes you to Roppongi Hills, which is up there. That's Mori Tower, right there on the top. We're gonna take a shortcut. I know this shortcut. So sometimes I come to YouTube for monthly counseling, and there's a partner manager who will help me try to make the channel a little bit better. Tell me about the analytics and what I'm doing wrong and what I can do better with at. And I run from the subway station up these escalators and go there because I'm always just on time. Just on time. Now, those that have been in Tokyo before know exactly where I am. It's one of the coolest places. Nosh Abroad, thank you. That's where I'm going right now, Nosh. Dun, 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 dun. You can already see it, right? You can already see it. There it is. One of the creepiest pieces of art in all the world, maybe. This is the Roppongi Hills spider. and not my best friend. I hate spiders. But it's one of the most popular meeting spots in Roppongi. There's in front of Almond, and then there's under the spider. Hey John, let's meet under the spider. It's something that, you know, I've been hearing this for a long time. Since they built this, I guess about 10 years ago. Maybe more. And there's Roppongi Hills. That's Mori Tower up there, way up there. This is one of the oldest, tallest buildings in the city that you can see from just about anywhere. Up on the roof has a really good observation deck. I'm sure there's a bunch of other YouTubers that have already been there, but from the roof you get a clear view of Tokyo Tower and the rest of the city. Speaking of Tokyo Tower, I'm going to take you to one of the spots here that I like to go to see the tower. It's just right here. It's kind of a little platform you can go to, where those two people are standing in the distance. Pretty nice day. It's a pretty nice day. The Tokyo Tower was built in the 1950s after World War II. And, it was a symbol of Japan's rebirth following all of the bombing that happened in that war. And still, even today, when people see it, they get that feeling, you know, this is Tokyo. And even though we have the Tokyo Skytree, which is more than twice as high, I think Tokyo Tower still has that feeling when I see it. You know, I'm in Tokyo. And the iPhone has a little Tokyo Tower icon in the little emoticons. I forget what the word is. I never use it. It's not my lexicon. Okay, and if you remember, just about a month ago, I made a video on Shonen Jump, which is the manga series. It's the comic, the manga magazine. This is where the exhibit is, right here. It's inside this tower. I guess you walk through, and then they take you up to the gallery, up on the 52nd floor. It's on the 52nd floor, right there. So, if you're in Tokyo, don't miss that. It's pretty cool. The Shonen Jump. There's Dragon Ball Z, Kochikame, Naruto, Kinnikuman. They're all there. This is the Touhou Cinema. A lot of people might have seen a movie inside here. This is the Alien. Ridley Scott's Alien. Okay. Pretty cool. What else is playing? Whoa! This started August 25th, Wonder Woman. Spider-Man came out August 11th. So, in general, movies in Tokyo or in Japan, they come out so late. One movie, when I first came to Japan, the movie I wanted to see the most was called Armageddon. Do you know this movie? Bruce Willis was in it, Ben Affleck. And Armageddon, it was the summer blockbuster of 1998. That's the year I came. And I didn't see it before I came to Japan because it hadn't started playing yet. And I got here to Japan, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna go see Armageddon. The first thing I want to do is go see Armageddon. And guess what? It was already playing in the US in the summer. It didn't start playing in Japan until December, 5 months after it debuted in the United States. Hollywood movies in general take forever to get from Hollywood to Tokyo. And I'm not exactly sure why. A lot of my friends that are working in the industry aren't really sure why, but it could be because only a certain number of movies can be Only a certain number of movies can be in Japanese theaters at a certain time, and you have to schedule the movie theater like a year in advance. And if you don't do that, then you don't get a place. This is what I've been told. Apparently, the Hollywood studios don't want to announce that far in advance, so they don't get into the Japanese market. This is a big contrast to yesterday. The Belgian Beer Festival is pretty light. And in about 2 hours, this stage is going to have people performing, and there's going to be thousands, and maybe 2,000-3,000 people sitting here drinking, standing and drinking. That's where I was last night. So I've effectively brought you back to where I was yesterday. Can you do a video on going to Gundam Cafe? Yeah, that's something that's in the cards. I think I would do it for this channel, the Go channel. Because, yeah, it's harder to do for the main channel because I don't want to promote any, you know, I try not to do commercial videos. They'd have to hire me to go and do it, I guess. Yeah. So Crmsnraider, good memories. IO, didn't do too good against. So thank you for the super chat. We didn't do too good against Oklahoma last week, but. And this is the radio station that I introduced before. Oh, I didn't see this really because it was dark. They got this awesome like beanbag area. Look at all the lazy people with beer. This is awesome. I'm gonna see if I can find Carl. Carl's the man. And Tim. That's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna see if I can find Tim. I have my glass from last night. Peter is coming here at 5:30, he said. And I haven't seen Peter yet, but I talked to him on the phone. He says he's gonna be here at 5:30. Wow, what a contrast compared to last night. Daytime is so much more relaxing. So let's look for Tim first. Here, girls. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of Roppongi. This ends the first half. I'm gonna now start the second half, which is the Belgian Beer Festival. I'm gonna look for Tim right now. Usually I can see him at the stage. Tim! すみません、ティムさんはいらっしゃいますか？ティムさん。はい。はい。ちょっと待って。はい。Alright, I've just called Tim. Tim told me, ask the staff and they'll radio him. He's radioing. It's gonna be So let's see if we can get Tim. I want to talk to Tim and learn a little bit more about how the Belgian Beer Festival started, how they came up with the idea. And this festival, the Belgian Beer Festival, has Belgian Beer Weekend is what it's called officially, has gone from just like an idea to like this massive thing that takes place in 4 or 5 cities around Japan. And I'm really impressed with his ability to like make this event so huge. And you can see the sign proclaiming this is where we are, Belgian Beer Weekend. There's the glass, 2017. That goes down in history. Because I have every glass from 2010 on to this year, which is 2017. All right. I didn't see this guy. I saw the blue one yesterday. チーム近いですか？近いですか、チーム。
ちょっとステージの方で。
そうだよね。はい。So he said that Tim's gonna be around the stage and I should just wait a minute. It's cool. You know, it'd be better if I had something to drink while I was waiting, huh? But let's wait for Tim and see what comes this way before we move in. Oh, and I was on Facebook and I announced that I would be here about 5 hours ago. Not exactly the best heads up. Hey, that's a good idea. While we're waiting, let's call Jennifer. I'm gonna move a little bit away from the speaker. Let's see if I can get Jennifer on the line. I don't know. Jennifer, if you're watching, you can just call me. Oh, I got a message from Joseph. Remember Joseph? Joseph was the, Peter said to call him. Peter, you're supposed to be here at 5:30. Could you, like, make it 5? Because I want to end this live stream. All right. We'll give Peter a call. Look at his that's his line picture, Mr. Yoga. So we use Line in Japan. We don't use that other one, WhatsApp. We use Line. He's not even picking up the phone. Peter, I'm trying, and it's worthless, dude. You snooze, you lose. I'm going straight for Jennifer. All right. Moshi moshi. Oh, I got her answering machine. She's probably busy. I invited her to come here. I told her that I was going to be live streaming at the Belgian Beer weekend, and she said that she really wanted to go, but she does a lot of things promoting French culture in Japan, and she has meetings with some companies that are doing that. And, this is Belgium, and I don't know the relationship between Belgium and France. So possibly. Oh, there he is. That's him. That's the man right there. Do you have a minute? Do you have a second? I'm actually on the...
You have to go on the stage.
Oh, you gotta go on the stage.
You gotta go on the stage. You're gonna get this live. No idea if it's gonna be interesting.
It was interesting last night. Last night was pretty good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
We'll be
not
better
at all.
now.
What? So this event's been going on for 7 years now.
This is the 8th year. Actually.
It's the 8th year. You've been here all day, haven't you?
Somebody has to work.
Somebody has to work. So this started just here in Tokyo. Now it's expanded to 4, 5
8
cities.
cities.
8 cities.
So
Whoa.
the first year, 2010, we started in Tokyo. Next year, 2011, was Osaka was at it. Then Nagoya was at it, and another bunch of cities. Now we're 8 cities.
Where's the newest city this year?
Kobe.
Kobe. There you go.
Finished.
Kobe.
Kobe's finished. Done. For all of you who wanted to go, you should have been there because it's finished. It was great. Kobe is awesome.
So this is now a yearly job now. This is all year. This is full time.
It's hard work, man.
I know it is. I see you on the stage.
You have to drink all day.
Is it a job? Are you hiring?
Are you Belgian? You have to be Belgian.
I'm from that area that.
Are you seeing me good on stage? We have to be Belgian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I can't. I can marry a Belgian woman. Any Belgian women will get married with me.
Like if you become Belgian, you get a free apartment, you get like family units and days, you get lots of cool stuff.
Are you serious?
Apparently,
Belgian women.
You have to be a refugee though.
A refugee? Are you still taking refugees?
You're American, right? You can run away from the States, you have a good reason.
I bet you there are some Americans that are doing that. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but wow, that's interesting.
Anyway, you have to go really, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, do the thing.
All right, good luck, man.
See you in a second, man.
Yeah. Tim, so it's interesting to hear that they've expanded not to 4, but like 8 cities. That's kind of incredible. Oh, there he is. You might remember this guy from yesterday. You're going to eat before everybody else. Huh?
Busy, yeah.
All right. So that's Carl. So in order for me to get a drink, I have to go and get some coins. I'm gonna live stream until Peter gets here, and then 1 minute after he gets here, I'm gonna turn off the live stream just to piss him off. just to piss him off. And I'll probably get some fries. This is the pretty cool, for those of you who didn't see it yesterday, this is the pretty cool washing unit. So I wonder what beer to get. So this event, the Belgian Beer Weekend, it just takes place in September in Tokyo. It used to be a lot longer, but they've shortened it down to 5 days, which makes more sense. Because this is also typhoon season, and quite often. And there's Tim to ruin my audio stream here. Tim! We met Daniel yesterday at the end of the live stream. Very cool. So I'm gonna get some coins.
毎年来てくれるお客さんもいっぱいいますけれども、今年は2日目となりました。はい。
こんにちは。1050円ですね。
ありがとうございます。
5枚。1050円。
ありがとうございます。
なので、ちょっとベルギービーウィーケンドは、
そうですね。じゃあ、ダミアンと僕もですね、ベルギービーウィーケンド。
何？あ、お願いします。はい。ありがとうございます。Alright. You know what? I still have coins from last year. I didn't use them all. They're probably still not good anymore because on the coin they specifically wrote in 2017. Peter's watching this live stream and he's chatting. It's very weird. Alright. Peter should just show up, right? I like this better. I like the fact that there aren't that many people here. I like the fact that it's really chill. So I'm gonna try to get a beer right now. What should I get? And I might get some French potato fries. French fries. What do they call them in Belgium? Potato fries. French potatoes. What's a good beer I should get? If any of you are watching right now, here Peter just chimed in. Hold tight, JD. Help is on the way. Peter, I don't know what to get, dude. I promise not to shout this time. Oh, there's Palm, Lucifer. I want to get something on tap. Iconic. What's good? Last time I got Vedette Extra, Vedette White. So maybe I'm gonna go extra IPA, maybe. Okay. No. So the Vedette Extra IPA. Hold on, I got some coins. Wow. Thank you. Oh, you're not from Japan?
Half Japan, half Belgian.
Wow, cool. Me too. Half Indian, half American. And there's Carl. Ooh, sorry.
BBNG です。去年までは BBNG ですけど、ナビゲーターが全ての会社、全てのビールを全部飲まなきゃいけないです。人として終わったんですけど、僕だけ達成して、ダミアンに言い尽くした。途中から諦めた。あの時68種類でした。
There aren't that many people watching Tim on stage. It's kind of sad. Please show up. Peter, we need some backup.
か4日間で飲む人は
Look at all this space.
ベルギービールは 3% アルコール度数 3% から 12%
Talking about the alcohol content of Belgian beers.
ビールがあるので、
So, I don't gotta stay in one place.
11時から22時まで
Everybody, I'm here by myself, so 乾杯。はい、乾杯。一人で飲みたくない。ありがとう。
もう大変でした。
That's nice. Oh, this is so good. This is really good. This is the IPA. I love IPA. I love that hoppiness to it. Hoppy is happy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go for some fries. You want fries with that? Yes, I do. Wait, Peter got the meatballs last time. This is what Peter got yesterday. Oh no, he got this one yesterday. You should have gotten this one. I'm gonna go for this one, the small size. I still got 2 coins. Whoa, mayonnaise! Potato S size お願いします。Wow, mayonnaise. This is how you do it. ございます。Wow. Ah, I lost one. Okay. すみません、ちょっと押してください。あー、もうちょっとできる、もうちょっと。あ、違うと、ありがとう。あー、素晴らしい。いやありがとうございます。あ、I need to get one of these colorful toothpicks. All right, let's find a table. I'm trying my best not to spill anything. I have the fries in one hand and the beer in the other. All right, they're selling coins. That's really smart. Oh my God, the fries are hot. My fingers are burning. This sucks. No. Oh my gosh, my fingers are burning. Okay, I gotta put this down. I gotta put this down. It's my middle finger that's burning. It's going numb. Oh crap. No. Oh, that's gross. Was this table clean? Can I still eat it? No. Why? It's so good. I just won't eat this. Gotta find someone to clean that. Sorry. Sorry, Tim.
そう、6時半からこのステージにベルギーの新生豚肉。
So if you're in Tokyo, hit the Belgian Beer weekend. It's open until Monday. Tonight should be crazy. It's gonna be pretty crazy here. Sunday should be pretty crazy too. Saturday, Sunday is really crowded. From the afternoon to the evening, this place is so packed. And then Monday night's the last night, so it'll probably be crowded. This is the quiet before the storm. I don't see Peter here. So the most eventful thing in this live stream was I burnt my finger. I burnt my finger and then I spilled it on the table. Not exactly, you know, Oscar award-winning drama, but sure tastes pretty good. Who needs ketchup when you got mayonnaise? All right, so everybody, thank you again for joining me for the second part, getting a beer at the Belgian Beer Festival with better audio this time. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Did I read all the super chats here? Yeah, Blink TV 909. Can you do a video on going to the Gundam Cafe? I answered that. That's something I definitely would consider doing on the Only in Japan Go channel. And Cloverful 18. Will you live stream again later for the beer fest? Maybe. You never know when I'm going to push that live button. You never know. So subscribe and make sure the notifications are turned on. I post onto the Facebook, so I'll usually post a link on Facebook 5 minutes before I start the live stream, or Patreon. If you want to support on Patreon, I really appreciate that. And you can get to live streams right before it starts, so you're ready when I push that live button. And Twitter, I'm starting to use that more. The handle is Only in Japan TV, or for Patreon, Only in Japan. I really do appreciate the support on Patreon. It's incredible. Tonight, the Aogashima video will be finished. It's going to be online in the next 12 hours. I guarantee you, I promise you. The narration's done. Everything's done. It's 25 minutes. The Aogashima video, Tokyo's volcanic tropical island paradise, 25-minute long video. It's like 3 Only Japans in 1, and that's coming. I'm sorry for those who are waiting. It's coming tomorrow, I believe, or tonight for people in the United States, Friday night. So thank you so much for watching this live stream. Kanpai. Have a good weekend, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Have a good evening, a good night. Kanpai, and see you. Oh, I should take a drink. And see you next time. There's Tim up there. Tim, wave. He doesn't see me. Bye.